Thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet Voice You Know What the News You Trust studio, sponsored by Grain Equipment Company, where innovation meets execution. I'm Dale Menyo. We wrapped up the Ohio State Fair yesterday. During the fair, over the weekend, we had 2.82 inches of rain here at my studio, and this morning it is 67 degrees. Yesterday, we kicked off the sale by selling the Grand Champion Swiss cheese, and that was bought by A.G. Buffer & Sons and American Dairy Association Mideast for $32,500. The Grand Champion Market Goat, shown by Maya McCoy of Fayette County, was bought by a group for $15,000 to Event Marketing Strategies, Tally Amusements, Faith Driving School, Huffman's Market. That's Tim and Glenda Huffman. The Reserve Grand Champion Market Goat was shown by Braxton Method of Allglaze County, bought by the State Fair Group, made up of OKI Incorporated, Expo Services, Smith's Sausage, Net Steady, and the Ohio Quarter Horse Association for $7,000. The Grand Champion Market Turkey, shown by Isabel Newman of Muskingum County, was bought by Cooper Farms, Bob Evans, Farmer Boy, Faith Driving School, Sarka Electric, and Dangler Excavating for a total of $15,000. The Grand Champion Market Chickens, shown by Alec Gentner of Fulton County, went to Giant Eagle and Springer Mountain Farms Poultry for $21,000. The Reserve Champion Market Chickens, Ava Hester of Clinton County, was bought by the Kroger Company and Gerber Poultry for $11,000. The Grand Champion Market Lamb, shown by Ava Schroyer of Logan County, went to Kroger, the Ohio Farm Bureau Federation, and the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association for $13,000. The Reserve Champion Market Lamb, shown by Marshall Miller of Eastern Ohio, Tuscarawas County. Buyer was Giant Eagle and Sugardale at $12,000. The Grand Champion Market Barrow, shown by Carly Locke of Clark County, went to Giant Eagle and Sugardale for $37,000. The Reserve Champion Market Barrow, Cole Bishop from Champaign County, bought by the Ohio Farm Bureau Federation, Bob Evans and Kroger for $35,000. When we get into the big boys, the Grand Champion Market Beef, shown by Aniston Oshutz of Tuscarawas County, bought by Kroger, Bob Evans, Ohio Farm Bureau, and the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association for an even $40,000. And the Reserve Champion Market Beef, Essie McGuire of Champaign County, was bought by OKI, Net Steady, Expo Services, Standard Parking, Schmidt's Sausage, and the Ohio Quarter Horse Association for $22,000. Congratulations to all the exhibitors and their families, and thanks to all the buyers who made yesterday's event possible. Looking forward to seeing you at some upcoming county fairs yet this year. And if you'd like to see pictures and highlights of the sale, it's on our website now at ohioagnet.com. Time for the weather, brought to you by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com. Here's the forecast.
Very warm, very muggy air in control over Ohio. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin. Let's take a look at that Ohio Ag weather update. With the warm air and the humidity, there is some instability that can pop up. However, most of the precipitation that we can see over the next 24 to 48 hours, I think, is directly linked to some disturbances that are to our north over Michigan and the Great Lakes in general. As such, I think that we have the best chance at moisture in northern parts of Ohio as we move through the evening and overnight today, and then the evening and overnight tomorrow. So right now, I think that we have to pencil in anywhere from a few hundredths to maybe half an inch of moisture combined from US 30 north today and tomorrow. Nothing south of US 30. Temperatures staying very, very warm. We pull temperatures back a little bit behind all of this for the Wednesday-Thursday time frame. Once again, though, not looking at any moisture holding on for areas south of I-70. Wednesday, Thursday, we are partly sunny and dry. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we are warming up again. Our next well-organized batch of moisture for the entire state, I think, shows up early next week. Monday, Tuesday, showers and storms that can give us anywhere from a tenth to 3/4 of an inch, coverage around 75% of Ohio. Behind that, we are very warm for the balance of the 14-day window. Next Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm looking for us to be downright hot. Humidity levels are up there. We definitely need to see some rain between now and then. Otherwise, we're going to end up with some drying and crop problems just because of the excessive heat that's coming midweek next week. I'm Ryan Martin.
And thanks, Ryan. Speaking of this week, it looks like Tuesday and Wednesday we'll get updates from the group putting out the Ohio AgNet and Crop Tour, brought to you by Ohio Field Leader, Ohio soybean farmers, and their checkoff. Visit ocj.com for more information on the tour. They'll get things started, get us some updates. They'll have photos from each county stop, and they'll have the two different legs of the tour. So keep tabs on that and see what things look like around the rest of the state. Also join the Ohio Soybean Association Hometown Tour. Stop number 2 is August 6th tomorrow at Arable Labs in Delaware, and August 7th at Bridgewater Dairy in Montpelier. It is a free event. Register, though, so they can have the right lunch count. soyohio.org/hometown. Also, USDA said the value of farm real estate increased 5% from 2023, averaging $4,170 per acre. This estimate includes buildings and other facilities. To compile its annual land value summary, USDA uses a sample of 9,000 segments of land, each about a square mile in size. The agency's enumerators contact all the producers in that segment to record cropland and pasture land values. They also collect an estimate of all land and buildings in the farmer's entire operation, as well as percentage change from the prior year. Data is then summarized by regional field offices, and those estimates and supporting data are sent to an Agricultural Statistics Board. That ASB reviews the material and compiles the national estimate. As you look to some of the overall figures, cropland values increased to $5,570 per acre from the previous year. That's up $250 per acre, up about 4.7%. The average pasture value was $1,830 per acre, a $90 per acre increase over 23, or about a 5.2% increase. Farmers paid an average of $160 per acre to rent cropland, but rents on irrigated ground averaged $245 per acre, while dryland rents averaged $146 per acre. If you look to the Corn Belt states, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Missouri, and Ohio, cropland values climbed by an average of 4.5% to $8,560. Also in the area, Lake states, Michigan, Minnesota, Wisconsin, saw an average price increase of 4.2% to $6,470. Back with more after this.
The Southwest Ohio Corn Growers will be hosting their annual field day Tuesday, August 13th at the Fayette County Airport. Topics include Agriculture Outlook and Policy Update, Ben Brown, University of Missouri, tar spot detection and then what, Pierce Paul, OSU, interseeding cover crops with drones, Alex Thomas, OSU, Economics of Grain Storage, Eric Rieker, OSU. The Southwest Ohio Corn Growers Field Day will begin at 9 a.m. For more information, please visit fayette.osu.edu.
It's time to cut costs. Your Meristem dealer has the keys. Unlock the NPK you already own with new, improved Excavator AMS powered by microbialized technology. Excavator AMS is the first and only all-in-one nutrient release and residue breakdown product with built-in nitrogen, surfactants, and water conditioner. Take cost out of your fertilizer and adjuvant spend now. Unlock nutrition faster with Excavator AMS. Learn more and find a dealer at meristemag.com. Always more bushels for less.
Joining me is Jenna Reese, Executive Director of the Ohio Forestry Association. And believe it or not, this week we're going to talk about sawmills. And Jenna, I understand a lot of times, like in agriculture, there's ups and downs. What are the challenging times in Ohio sawmills all about?
So we've got kind of a twofold scenario here. Summer is just a little bit more challenging in general as far as seasonal issues that happen. It's hot, it's raining, can be dry. Quicker you can get a tree harvested, processed on the log landing into a sawmill, through that whole process, you're just going to be able to preserve your wood a lot longer. We've got a lot of popular whitewoods. Those are very prime for spoiling or staining this time of year. So speed is the key to keep things from drying out and cracking and staining. Markets themselves are challenging on top of the seasonal challenges, but winter markets not challenging in agriculture.
But we've got a good supply of sawmills around all the potential different geographical locations that have timber?
Absolutely. Like other agricultural commodities, there's a great supply. A lot of it just depends on consumer demand. And in the last 2 to 3 years, we've seen pressure downward on those markets. We've had a lot of substitute and imitation products that are eating up our market share. As far as access to sawmills, access to the supply, not an issue there. It's pretty much driven by just changes in consumer demand over the years.
I've been visiting with Jenna Reese, Executive Director of the Ohio Forestry Association. You can always find out more about all things forest and timber in Ohio at ohioforest.org. And time now for the Louis Dreyfus Grain Analysis, brought to you by the Ohio Soybean Council and your soybean checkoff. Here's Ryan Martin.
Grain markets finished on a slight bounce on Friday. As we take a look at the numbers, let's define what slight bounce is. Corn up about 4 to 5 last Friday. Beans were up 7 to 12 cents. And the wheat markets overall put together a little bit of a run, anywhere from 5 to 7 cents, let's just call it, across Kansas City, Chicago, and Minneapolis markets. Now, the move on Friday was opposite of what we saw on the Dow. Stock futures fell sharply. The Dow produced a long equity short stuff commodity. It's unwind. The U.S. jobs report showed an employment gain of just 114,000 jobs. That raises concern of recession and another round of FOMC rate reductions in 2024. China was active late last week in looking for U.S. soybeans. Speculations growing of additional sales here this week. On a Friday, a flash reported sale of 200-some-odd thousand tons. I think was just what we heard rumored on Wednesday sniffing around. That was actually sold. Financial market turmoil added late last week by the Japanese interest rate hike and the long-held carry trade unwinding really spewed into all of the stock side trades. A massive managed money short position was also talked about after the close. That came out on the CFTC Commitment to Traders report. Board of Trade volume expanded through the day on Friday. All of this is leading to me saying here this week, I'm not sure whether we're going to be seeing a lot of follow-through from last Friday's trade or not. It seems like a lot of that was spurred on by outside market activity. Even amid the $3 a barrel break in crude oil late last week, the grain markets held on. I just don't think that you can look at that long-term with crude oil and other outside markets getting whacked. I'm Ryan Martin.
And thanks, Ryan. I'll have your market figures after this.
Is it time to mow the grass again? Mowing is a routine summer task, but mowing accidents can cause serious injuries. Remember, if you're using a riding mower, never mount or dismount when it's running and never carry passengers, including children. Always make sure to inspect the terrain for hazards before you get started. As long as the grass keeps growing, we all have to keep mowing. The Safety Tipper is brought to you by the Ohio Bureau of Workers' Compensation. Visit bwc.ohio.gov for more summer safety reminders and resources.
Did you know soybeans' #1 customer is animal agriculture? That includes Ohio's poultry farms. High-protein soy meal keeps poultry farms thriving. Nationally, Ohio ranks 2nd for egg production and 9th for turkey farming. Plus, Ohio produces 526 million pounds of chicken annually. Now that's a lot of birds, and that's a lot of soybeans. Soybeans, feeding the industry that feeds us. Brought to you by the Ohio Soybean Checkoff.
Today's market's brought to you by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com. Quick recap of closes on Friday. December corn up 4 3/4. November beans up 10 3/4. And September wheat up 7. To the overnight, September corn unchanged at 386.5. December up 1/4 cent at 403.5. August beans up 10 3/4 at $10.40. November new crop up 7 at $10.34 1/4 cent. September wheat down 4.5 at $5.34.5, and next July new crop down 2 3/4 at $5.95 1/4 cent. The August cattle closed on Friday down 70 cents at 184.10. August lean hogs down 95 cents at 92.20. And September feeder cattle down $3.65 to $248.15. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day, everyone. I'm Dale Minyo. This is the Ohio AgNet.